Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today. James starts this hour in Canada. Hi, James. How are you?
I'm doing very well, better than I deserve. How are you, Dave?
Better than I deserve, sir. What's up?
This is an honor to talk to you. I am such a fan of the show.
Well, I'm honored to talk to you. How can we help?
I just have a quick, not even a quick question. Me and my wife are planning to get out of debt as soon as possible. And I just have a question that's been lingering on my mind. I have some investments, about $5,000 Canadian, in some ETFs. And I'm just wondering if I should sell my investments to pay off debt.
Okay. What kind of debt have you got?
I have a line of credit that's about $19,000.
Mm-hmm.
We also have some credit card debt and a car loan as well.
How much do you owe? How much do you owe on your credit cards?
My credit card itself is about $13,000.
Okay. So there's an old rule that I've learned. I've twisted it around a little bit and used the rule because it's a decision-making framework that's helped me a bunch. It comes from the Harvard Investment Newsletter. And the guy in there says when you've made an investment, and let's say you bought a stock at $100 a share, and it went down to $75 a share. Okay, and so you're about to lose. You're going to lose money if you sell it while it's down. But you really don't think it's ever going to come up. It's a crummy company. It's probably going to go on down. But you're waiting on it to at least come back to what you paid for it. His point is what you paid for it doesn't matter. All that matters is the future of the stock. From $75, what's it going to do? Go up or down? And what he says is don't analyze it based on what you paid for it. That's called a sunk cost analysis. Now, that's an investment process. Okay. Now, I flip that and I use it in situations like yours or other situations like I'm in as well. Sometimes if you own something and you reverse engineer it, it tells you what you should do instantly. Let me give it to you in this way. Let's pretend you didn't have $13,000 in credit card debt, but you had $8,000 in credit card debt. And you did not have a $5,000 ETF. Would you go borrow an additional $5,000 on your credit cards to invest into an ETF? Well, crud, no. No. I mean, we can answer that instantly, can't we? That sounds stupid when you say it that way, doesn't it? But all that is the reverse of your question. So if you would not borrow $5,000 more on your credit cards in order to buy an ETF, we would instantly cash out the ETF to pay $5,000 down on the credit cards because it's the same difference, just backwards.
Yeah, that's, you know what, when you say it like that, it's very obvious. It's
kind of like sometimes we get paralyzed by these decision makings because we're stuck in the moment rather than in the reverse. You can do it with a boat. If you got a boat sitting in the driveway that's worth $10,000, you go, if I had $10,000 in the middle of my kitchen table, would I go buy a boat just like that if I didn't have that boat? Well, crud, no. We hadn't used the thing in 5 years. I'm tired of it. Takes up space. I'm paying insurance on it. It's going down in value. Or we use it every weekend. The kids love that boat. Of course I would go buy that boat if I had $10,000 and I didn't have that boat. Well, then you keep the boat. Then, but if you go, well, no, I would never buy that boat again, then it's way past time to sell that boat, right? You just reverse engineer it, and it tells you what to do in these situations. Ken does it with a job, don't you? I mean, you could go and go, I hate my job. Well, if you didn't have this job today, would you take this job? Lord, no. Then why are you still working there?
It's true. Yeah. People say, should I stay or should I go? And I said, well,
just the fact that you're answering the question.
Yeah, we need to go. Yeah, you wouldn't stay if I had a job waiting for you today. So that's absolutely right. It's a great analogy.
Yeah. So that's how I'm going to tell you. But more importantly is the why or how the process we use to make the decision, James. It tells us instantly with a little bit of reverse engineering. Now, that's why we tell people not to take money out of a retirement plan because there's a big penalty and a big tax in order to put the money into your credit card. It's going to hit you in the States, it would hit you about 40% between penalties and taxes. So that's like saying, Dave, would I borrow money at 40% interest to pay down on my debt? Well, crap, no, that's dumb. We're not doing that. And so that's why we tell you not to cash out retirement, but yes to cash out the ETF.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. And in this case, huge momentum coming out of this decision as well, you know?
I think, Ken, the great resignation that we just came through after the Fauci pandemic, everybody quit their jobs because they wanted to have a better life, was caused a little bit by that.
Yep.
But even the great regret by people wishing they didn't quit their jobs is also caused by that, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's all this. It was more emotion-driven, impulse-driven than it was thinking, okay, I don't want to live this way.
That's exactly right. Well, we're trying to get the quick fix. And the quick fix was, I'm going to leave a company where I'm valued and I actually enjoy the work, and I'm going to go over here for a 15% raise. Then they got there and it wasn't what they thought, and the raise wore off. The high. There's a decision like, ooh, I make a decision and I get ahead quick. You feel like you've gamed the system. Then they're there for 3 months. This place sucks, and that's what you call the great regret. And by the way, what Dave's talking about, folks, is we're talking about millions of workers. Millions who said, I wish I had stayed at my previous company. This is not like a little trend. This was a major wave of people. And again, we were trying to game the system and get the quick fix. And you realize, oh, I would have been better off staying where I am. I'd be happier, more fulfilled. And that affects my anxiety, depression, which affects my sleep, my physical life, my relationship life with my wife, my kids. If I'm dragging all that crap from work home with me, and I didn't get that much of a behavior change, and to this point, if you took a 15% raise to try to pay off credit card debt or to pay off, well, I can live more, and you just kept spending. And by the way, Dave, that's what we've seen right now in our economy. We just got the latest reports out. The GDP's up because the consumers in America are spending like Congress. And credit card debt is going up with it. And we've got to take control of our spending, take control of our habits, and getting out of debt, back to this call, and not just chasing the next big thing. It's the discipline to say, I'm going to change my life, change the way I act, and those are going to guide my decisions, not the next big, quick fix to feel like I just gamed the system. You got to change who you are.
More money to get in a worse place wears off in about 20 minutes.
Really fast.
Yeah, you get a career hangover from that one.
Yeah, and then you try to drown it out with credit card debt.
Ouch.
Funny how
Not
that
James,
works.
though. James is going to pay down his credit
James
card
is a good
debt
man.
with an ETF.